What's up guys? Welcome to another Funza Academy video. In this video we will talk about multiplying fractions. But before we jump right in, I would like to quickly talk about some key terms. So here is an example of a fraction. Firstly, how do we read this fraction? Well, there are a few ways of doing so. We could read this fraction as 5/7, or 5/7, or 5/7. Okay, that's fine you say, but is there a name for the line separating both numbers? Yes, there is. Firstly, this line can be horizontal or slanting. When horizontal, it's called a vinculum or fraction bar. And when slanting, you could call it a forward slash. Then, there are terms for the numbers above and below the fraction bar. The number above the bar is called a numerator, and the number below it is called a denominator. But what does a fraction tell us, you ask? Well, a fraction represents a part of a whole. If we look at our example, the whole is represented by the denominator, which in our case equals 7. So we can think of the whole as 7 muffins, for example. And the numerator represents a part of this whole. In our example, it's 5 muffins out of 7. Cool. So is the numerator always less than the denominator, you ask? Good question. The answer is no. The numerator can be less than, equal to, or greater than the denominator. Fractions where the numerator is less than the denominator are called proper fractions. Let's look at some examples. Is 3/4 a proper fraction? Yes, it is, since 3 the numerator is less than 4 the denominator. What about 1/100? It is a proper fraction too, since 1 is less than 100. What about -5/6? Okay, we have a minus sign here, so does that complicate things? No, it doesn't, since we look at the absolute value of the fraction. That is, we ignore the minus sign. In this case, 5 is less than 6, so -5/6 is a proper fraction. And what about fractions where the numerator is equal to or greater than the denominator? Here are some examples. 5/5, or 7/3, or -19/5. Such fractions are called improper fractions. Alright, I hope you found this discussion useful. We will now see how to multiply proper and improper fractions. There are 3 simple steps involved in multiplying fractions. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and simplify the fraction if needed. So let's look at our first example. What is 1/2 times 2/5? We could also say what is half of 2/5. Okay, let's first multiply the numerators. 1 into 2 is 2, and that is the numerator of our answer. Let's write it down. We then multiply the denominators. 2 times 5 is 10, and this is the denominator of our answer. So our final answer is 2/10. We then need to see if we can simplify this answer. But let's take a moment and understand what simplification means. So let's say I had 6 toy airplanes and I lent you 3. I can represent this as a fraction. It would be 3/6. But I could also say I gave you half of my toy planes. And a common way to represent half is 1/2. So is 3/6 the same as 1/2? Yes, it is, if you simplify it. And how do we do that? By finding common factors. Let's take the numerator. It's 3. Can I split it further? I cannot. But I can split the denominator. 6 can be written as 2 times 3. So I can write my fraction as 3 by 3 times 2. And cancelling the 3's, which are common factors, we get 1/2, which is the simplified fraction. Okay, now let's go back to our earlier result and see if we can simplify it. Our result was 2 by 10. And 10 can be written as 2 times 5. So we have 2 by 2 times 5. And cancelling the 2's we get 1 by 5. Can this be simplified further? I do not think so. Would you agree? Alright, let's take another example. What is minus 1 by 3 times 9 by 16? Yikes! We have this minus sign here. What do we do? Not a problem. Relax. Let's continue as before. I, however, want to do something different in this example. Rather than simplifying at the end, let's see if we can simplify in the beginning. Okay, let's see if we can cancel out numbers from the numerator and denominator. So we have a 9 in the numerator. We also have a 3 in the denominator. They can cancel each other out. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Can we simplify any further? I don't think so. Now we multiply our numerators. This gives us minus 3, and multiplying our denominators gives us 16. And this is our final answer. As you can see here, the order of doing these 3 steps does not matter. Please remember this. Now you may have noticed that our examples only had proper fractions. Let's now try multiplying a proper and improper fraction. So what is 3 times 2 by 9? Firstly, can we write 3 as a fraction? Yes, 3 can be treated as an improper fraction with 3 as the numerator and 1 as the denominator. Let's now start solving this problem. The rules stay the same. First, we multiply the numerators. So 3 times 2 is 6. Then we multiply the denominators. 1 times 9 is 9. Our answer is 6 by 9. But we got to try and simplify, right? So 6 can be written as 2 times 3. And 9 can be written as 3 times 3. Cancelling the 3's we get 2 by 3, which is our final answer. So this brings us to the end of the session, guys. In this session we saw how to multiply proper and improper fractions. If you found this video useful, please give us a like. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions or comments. Thanks a lot and bye for now.